What's up, everyone? What's going on? My name's Tyler. This is Sean. We're Rendered Reality. Glad you guys are back. Little bit of a fun week for us for VR. I'm not gonna lie. I saw chat and people talking about how VR. It's a great time to be a gamer and stuff in VR, and I agree because honestly, I had a lot of fun this week in VR. Did you?
Yeah, I didn't have enough fun. I actually didn't play enough VR this week. I actually wanted to play more VR, but I know I'll have a little bit extra time next week. This week was a little bit tough. We had some stuff going on, but we did do a dual stream last week trying to play some Path of the Warrior. Neither one of us actually had played this game yet because we really wanted to wait until we could do the co-op mode. So we're like, let's try to do a dual stream. We'll get both of us on the screen, both of us playing, and that was kind of a test, and it worked out pretty good. And at the same time, needed some adjustments. So we made some adjustments. We figured some things out, and we are probably going to try to do a part 2 of that. We had some internet issues. We got disconnected, and my mic randomly stopped working, which I had no idea why. I don't even know why.
I don't either. It was weird, and I think everyone could still hear me, but whatever the case, I had a blast. Honestly, playing that game. If you guys haven't played it, I highly recommend it, especially now with co-op. And if somebody's looking for somebody to play with, hop on our Discord. You will easily find somebody, I'm sure.
And I think my wife is actually going to pick up that game on her Quest, too, because me and her can play together.
Oh, man, that would be fun.
Yeah, Oculus Quest Fun said the dual stream was something else. So that's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. It was definitely something else.
And we appreciate the super chat, too, by the way. That was awesome. But it was a lot of fun. I think I even had a buddy who saw it. And I think he's like, I kind of want to come over and try VR again now. So that's how it goes. But yeah,
it's pretty cool. We also got some more time in with the Index VR cover too. We talked about that last week.
Oh yeah.
And we did put out a video talking about this. And honestly, like even in the video I talked about when I first got my Index, I love the facial interface so much of the original Index that I was like, I don't even like, this is the only headset that I've had that I almost don't even feel the need to get a VR cover.
Right. I agree. Right.
But now that I got it and I was looking at the old one, like in my old facial interface for the Index actually had like black marks around the side and around the forehead and stuff where it was actually discolored. I'm sure probably some from like the oils from your skin and stuff. So I put the VR cover on and it was actually really comfortable. It's really easy to clean. Their fabric solution, which is like a cotton stretchy material to go over the back part to help keep it clean because that was the same way, had a little bit of discoloration. So I think that was pretty cool. And Flukerogi said that thumbnail from our dual stream is still haunting his nightmare. So
it was funny because Sean sent me that before. And I had been thinking about the night before, and I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And then he sends it over, and I'm like, really? Like, the exact same thing I was thinking.
Same thought process.
It happens, but
we like to be a little ridiculous, that's for sure.
Yeah, at times.
But if you haven't checked out the VR cover review, if you do have an Index, honestly, it is something I recommend now that I have it, because it really is nice. And one of the things they did want us to mention that I didn't actually realize is the cotton cover that goes over the facial interface, the one that's washable that you can take on and off, is actually meant to go over the original Index facial
Which I
interface.
Get. It's slick, So with that pleather, it's going to want to slide and stuff a lot more.
Yeah,
so
it works really good with the original. So that way, if you got friends over, the nice thing about the Index is it's magnetic, so they pop in and out so quick.
Oh, it does.
So if you want to swap it out real quick, put in one, for when friends are over and stuff, that works really good. But I really like the thing. I'm actually really enjoying it, and it is nice because when you play hard, it doesn't soak the sweat up, and you don't feel that nasty kind of feeling. the pleather, you just wipe it off. It's so much easier.
Yep.
So that
and
is
you
really
actually
nice.
put the back strap on too, which I haven't yet.
Right.
I haven't done that myself.
I did
yet,
do that.
but-
I figured I might as well leave it on there because
Right.
the more I use it, it is going to get discolored and
Sure.
stuff in the back. I figured I might as well leave it on there when it does start to get gross.
I
I
just
take it
love
off,
the
wash
native
it.
look though, man. The index in itself, like that's my like ideal look for a headset. Like even the front cover, everyone's like, why don't you take that off? And I don't know.
I never take mine off either.
I don't.
I
I
know
just
it's
love the
supposed
look
to
of
help
it.
with
I know.
heat and stuff to actually take it off.
And I
but
guarantee
never
everyone in chat will be like, why don't you have it off? And in pictures I've had people say that, and it's like, I know. I just, I like my headset. I don't know.
And hopefully let us know too about the audio. We had a little bit of an audio mic issue, so make sure the audio is coming through our levels. You guys can hear us and everything okay.
Yeah, true that.
So Steve XM is asking if anybody's playing the new Walking Dead game.
What's
and that? There's a new Walking Dead game. I didn't even know that.
Oh man, it's so
but
freaking
we are
good.
going to get into that. I don't know if we're going to get into that right off the bat, but we are going to get into some Walking Dead. There's some stuff we love about it, and there's definitely some stuff we don't like at all about it. So we definitely want to talk about that.
I like it, but
yeah. And Greg's VR said pleather all day, every day.
for sure. On everything, man.
So that is pretty awesome.
Yep, I agree.
Let me pull up my notes.
Maybe we'll
here.
get some real leather. I want some real leather.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, one of the things actually we wanted to talk about a little bit was the Quest Deluxe audio strap.
Oh man,
because
I know, right?
We had got some confirmation from a HTC employee
Right.
that was basically one of the tech support kind of support people, for HTC. And they had told us that the deluxe audio strap was basically being discontinued and they weren't making it all anymore. Right. And, we weren't sure if that was how legitimate the information was coming from the source, but that was what they told us. And they said, we might get some more inventory in that was going to be some refurbished inventory and stuff. So they said that might come in. What was it? Last week, the deluxe audio strap started popping up everywhere again. It was on HTC's website, and you could actually click the add to cart button, and you could buy it for $99, which isn't scalper's price.
Right. No.
And then I think it was on Amazon too. So we were like, man, that is awesome. If they're still going to be making these things, we're like, we need to talk about that today and share that, if somebody's interested in buying one. But there's a big but. Yeah, so we pulled it up this morning and we're like, oh, let's make sure, there's still inventory. And I don't know about you guys, but we looked on HTC's website, on Amazon, and there was none again. So they're all gone again. And I figured it wasn't going to last long. I think some people said about it on our Discord and stuff.
There was a deluxe audio strap though, without the headphones, I think, on Amazon, but it was still like $180. So
I don't think that was direct. Yeah, I don't think that was direct from HTC. No. But so I don't know. So I mean, maybe this is going to be a thing, kind of like the Quest inventory right now, where it's going to be randomly popping up, and the people that want it need to jump on it right away because they're still selling for like almost $200 and stuff on eBay, which is crazy price for this thing.
VR markup is real right now.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I saw somebody posted on Twitter. I can't remember who it was. Said I think it was I don't know, but they said that VR is dying.
Oh yeah.
But why can I not get a VR headset anywhere? It's Paradise K. That's who it was.
Right.
So he's
like,
what's
that tell you?
Yeah.
It's like,
VR is dying, but I can't buy it because it's all sold out everywhere. So it's
I know.
absolutely insane. But,
yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I was just watching. Main fan said there's a crouch fix for Saints and Sinners.
Oh well, we're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah. Right. I know.
Into the discussion, but yeah. So keep your eyes peeled for the deluxe audio strap. It's definitely the best mod you can do to your Quest. And if they get some of these in stock again and you're able to grab one, I definitely recommend it. I know we talk about this thing like crazy, and everybody does.
Mine lives on my 5K Plus, actually.
Yeah, you actually need to get another one for your Quest.
I know,
if this thing pops up again, mine never leaves my Quest anymore. But
with the rear VR cover,
yeah, it's not bad.
It's way better, way better. And it seems like such a dumb thing, like a rear cover, like it's not really on your face, it's not anything. But man, does it
really does make a difference. And honestly, what I wish they would have done with that rear VR cover for the Quest, because it is like a padded pleather material that goes on the rear strap, is I wish they would have weighted it. You know what I mean? Like use almost like a heavy bag, like like a punching bag, a heavy bag. Yep. Like use whatever dense material like sand or whatever needs to be added to that to actually add some weight. And I think that would help even more because it really does make a difference on the back of the head strap. But if they weighted that, because I mean, if you put a power bank or something like that on the back of the headset, just offsetting that front heavy weight really does help. So I think that's an idea that maybe they need to check out.
And chat Hard to Get was saying it's an expensive headset with all the, I'm assuming, mods and link cable.
Yeah,
and it is. I mean, it's a hard thing. You can buy an Index with controllers, and yes, it's $1,000. but you literally don't need anything for it. You don't have to have a VR cover for the Index, where some of the other ones...
And especially not right off the bat. The Quest almost needs some mods right off the bat to be usable for extended periods of time. The Index really... But, I mean, it's so hard to compare those two. Although, once you add up everything to buy for the Quest, the link cable and all of the mods, if you do a Lux Audio strap, it really does add up.
Probably $600-700, I mean, just real quick, so I understand it, but...
The bad thing is you can buy Rift S for... $400 if you're just looking to play PC VR. I mean, the Quest. The main benefit of the Quest is the wireless.
Well, you've been using your Rift S now for a while, so comfort-wise, what do you think of it? Like long term?
It's not bad. I mean, it's a comfortable headset. In my boat, I still prefer CV1 comfort over Rift S comfort because that thing is so light and it just the built-in audio is better. So I mean, the Rift S for $400 is an excellent headset to be honest, but it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. Compared to the Quest, it's definitely a lot more comfortable. But compared to Index, I think that Index has that edge. And really, I'm still looking forward to VR cover. We talked about them coming out with their actual facial interface for the Rift S. That's going to be the pleather style thing. Right. They do have the cotton cover, and that is what I have on mine because I don't like the foam. But
I really surprisingly, I love that Pimax one, where it has the larger foam piece in the top and it has that like leather look to it, like the brown leather one.
Yeah.
That is really intriguing to me because they said by making it bigger, they're spreading out that surface area on your face as well, and it doesn't feel like you have as much on there. So I'd really like to try that one.
Yeah.
Just intriguing, something different, different take on it. So I'd be curious to see. But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But I mean, I do love the Rift S. If you're looking for a PC VR headset, $399.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do anything to it. I mean, you don't need the mods other than headphones.
True.
Headphones are...
Okay, everyone has headphones, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I prefer,
But at the same time, do you just get a Quest and a link cable then? Or, I know it's not the same.
Personal preference. That's so hard.
True. If you're doing just PC VR, it's probably better... to get the Rift S.
If you have no interest in playing wireless, the actual Quest games,
I agree.
Then,
Yep,
but
that's true. Yep.
I don't know. It's a tough. I mean, I think you need to buy all of them.
Right? Well, we kind of have.
We have a problem.
Trust me, don't buy. We don't.
Yeah, you don't want the same problem.
You can only wear one headset at a time, so there's definitely no need in that. Well, okay, whatever. Try it. You still got to try that 5K Plus too.
Yeah, I do have to try that. Hopefully the 8KX soon. PAX East, we will be at PAX East, so hopefully that will be coming soon. Real quick, I want to get into, we did a Gleam giveaway it ended last Sunday, and I've had this fear for a long time. We've done a bunch of Gleam giveaways, and it seems to be a good way to do it because it seems more fair instead of like putting codes up and stuff that, sometimes somebody's internet's faster, they get the code right away.
Right.
So I've had this fear for a while that, somebody would win a code, and this was for the $20 Oculus key giveaway. I had this fear that somebody would win a code, and we always put in there, you have to respond within 24 hours.
Right.
Because I was always afraid that somebody would win a key and then they would never get back to us. And it's like, man, what do you do? So we ran into this problem for the first time Sunday.
Yep.
So we drew the winner, and we actually drew the winner on Monday morning. I put it on the Discord, and I sent the email to the person, and I said, hey, congratulations, you're the winner of the $20 Oculus code. Just make sure you respond to us in 24 hours, and we will send you the key over. I didn't get anything. And this was from Monday, and this is now Saturday. So we still haven't heard back. And my fear is that, we redraw the winner, and then they email and say, hey, thanks for, sending me, I'm the winner. So that's the problem. So what we've come up with is that we've given them more than enough time. We gave them more than 24 hours. So what we are going to do is on the show here right now, we are going to redraw the winner, and hopefully this person responds within 24 hours. So I'm going to go ahead on my phone and redraw the winner, and we are going to say the person's name or whatever. We don't want to give their email out on here. And then after the show, we'll email you, and just make sure you respond to that email within 24 hours. Yep. And that is for the $20 Oculus code.
I think that's more than fair. I mean, I
think so too. Yeah. I feel really bad if the person sees the email, because I always say make sure you check your spam folders, your trash folders, all of that. And unfortunately it did finally happen, depending on who you ask. But so I'm gonna go ahead and redraw right now on my phone. That's what I'm gonna do. And then drum roll on the table. You're terrible.
It's horrible.
Okay, so
don't we have like computers that do all this stuff and we need drum rolls? We got enough music and all this thing anyway.
Maybe. So the winner is Alan Cara. So that is the winner. So This was entry number 53,
There you go,
Aylin
that's cool.
Carla.
Yep.
We are going to send you an email after this, and make sure
24
make
hours.
sure you respond within 24 hours, please.
Stop.
So this is for the Oculus $20 store code.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, everyone's saying totally fair and stuff in chat.
I
Yeah,
tried
that's
my
all we
best.
try.
I tried my best.
It's so hard.
So
I know.
luckily, though, you are going to have another chance because we have one more $20 code.
We
And
do?
the way we got these was from when we ordered our link cables and they got delayed. They sent each one of us a $20 Oculus code as an apology for being late.
Right.
So we were like, why don't we just go ahead
know.
and give these things away?
I
So
agree.
I gave mine away.
Right.
And then Tyler has
I
one as well.
actually had another one.
Yeah, so we are going to give Tyler's away today.
Yep.
So we haven't set up that Gleam code. We are going to set up the Gleam code after this show. So keep an eye out for that. We will put a link in the description. It'll be on our Discord. So you got another chance. We're probably going to run it for a week again. So
Yeah, we'll have another one to give away. So yeah.
Greg's VR said you spelled Greg's VR wrong. So if you are the person that won originally, sign up again and make sure you watch your email. Hopefully, maybe you can win again. I don't know. I feel really bad, but it is what it is. It's all I know how to do. So
So
I totally wanted to avoid that.
Can we get into Walking Dead?
What's that?
Oh, dude, it's so
You ready
good.
to get into that already?
Yep.
Already?
Yep. How do you
Oh,
enter
man.
for the run? I'm assuming that means
For the run. Oh, so
Gleam
for the Gleam
competition.
giveaway, yeah, there will be a link. The new one hasn't started yet, so after this video is over, it'll be in the description as well. Join our Discord. That's a great way to stay
Best
up to
way.
date. We have a giveaways, deals tab. It'll be in there. Basically, what you're going to do is you're just going to click the link, and then there's going to be multiple ways to enter. You can enter through YouTube. You can enter through Twitter. You can enter through sometimes Instagram. And then basically what it does, we'll draw the winner, and then all it does is give us your name and your email, and that's how we contact you afterwards. So. Yeah, so that is how it's going to work. You want to get into Walking Dead Saints and Centers?
So
Is that
good,
I mean,
man.
wait a minute. There's like 1,400 zombie games. There's at least 2 that are going to be called Walking Dead.
I know.
I need to know which one.
Well,
you wanna
okay,
talk
we don't
about.
have to get into it at the moment. Can we get into? All right, let's get into the other
I mean, we could have.
zombie-ish. What about Hobo?
That's zombie-ish?
Yeah. Guess it could be roaming the streets aimlessly.
We're going to have some controversial topics today, actually, because this game could actually offend some people,
That's what I said. I know.
as well as the Walking Dead game. So Jason just said, did Sean pour coffee? Man, we are working on so many special effects over
It
here.
is, it's
like
hard,
it is
man.
just ridiculous how many special effects we have going on. So we can't share our secrets.
Tricky. We're good at those stuff.
But yeah, I mean, it's the green screen's on a whole new level.
I know.
We have this like digitally moving green screen that recreates and reprojects when we do things interactive together.
Basically.
It's like almost like we're together, but
Yep, we're getting good at this.
It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, we're really advanced. So this game, let me pull this up because I don't want to get this wrong. So this is actually called
can't get it wrong,
Hobo
man.
Living VR.
All you have to do is watch it.
Oh my goodness!
I know. Like the first time I saw it, I'm like, this
What?
looks hilarious, but then I feel bad. Like,
Tyler sent me this link, and I was like, "Is this for real? Like, is this legitimately a game coming out? Let's switch to the movie theater because I feel it needs full appreciation."
Oh my gosh.
I don't think there's volume on this, so I think it's just music in the trailer.
Right.
So
probably.
we'll give you a little music.
Yeah, exactly.
So this
Get
is
it.
Hobo Living VR, and hopefully this doesn't offend too many people. But let me pull up the thing so I can get the information right.
It's so. I mean, that part. Come on. Like, I mean, you're just taking a whiz on the sidewalk,
Picking up
I mean,
cigarettes
is that
out of the
legit?
trash. So the planned release date for this is March 2020. So this is not actually far away. This is a single player game. It is going to be in early access when it comes out in March 2020. And basically what they're saying about this game is Hobo Living VR is a game that puts the player into the shoes of a homeless person living on a city street block. You will need to make money any way you can, purchase the essentials for street living. The daytime is good for begging for change or doing odd jobs. Upon initial early access release, you will be able to beg for change, but basking and odd jobs will be added soon after. At night, the hobos must sleep. Depending on how the day has gone, you may not be able to sleep without the aid of drugs or alcohol. Which
You need it to sleep. Like,
yeah. So money can be used to purchase these items from the corner store. Stealing is also an option. Just be careful or you could end up in jail. So there are like cops walking around. You have to eat to stay alive. I don't know what that brown stuff was in that box. It looked
the
questionable.
burger. The burger.
No, next to the burger.
Oh yeah.
Bodily functions must be managed as well. Wait too long and you
Yeah,
may...
this part coming up where he starts. Right. He takes a leak on the street. Like, come on.
Terrible.
Right there.
Let me read this, and I want to see what Chad is saying, because this is, I'm guessing
People
they're
want
having
it.
kind of the same reaction. Well, maybe that.
Most anticipated game of 2020. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at the lighting in this. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it may be. This may win Game of the Year 2020. This is going to be a potential candidate. So it says bodily functions must be managed as well. Wait too long and you may make a smelly mess. Oh my goodness, it's terrible.
This is amazing.
Which might get you in trouble. Keeping healthy is important, but because sleep is a must, you may need to do some unhealthy things to make that happen. Alcohol and sleeping pills may help, but they can degrade your health. I mean, what are they going to come up with next?
Well, I mean, the future DLC, I mean, maybe you have to, like, sleep in a cardboard box or something.
Yeah, well, this guy got thrown in jail probably when you said he was peeing on the streets.
Or maybe there's maybe multiplayer co-op where the other guy's across the street, or you have turf.
So
where,
are they going to have leaderboards? Like,
I don't know, man.
Whoever
This is
survived
awesome. No,
the
I'm sorry.
longest as being a hobo is
know.
at the top of the leaderboard?
Sure.
Man, I don't know. This game is
when you
questionable.
win, I mean,
is there nobody that's offended by this game?
I know, actually.
I mean, somebody get offended.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Maybe when you win the game, you get an apartment or something.
Oh, well, that's so gaming science teacher said, I thought you were going to talk about being a hobo in real life and just living in VR. That sounds like a good option. That's
Actually,
not bad,
yeah,
actually.
I mean, wireless Quest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
You could potentially live on the streets in VR, and you got a better life than
That's
a
true.
lot of people.
Bum an
that are
outlet
homeless.
from somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Win the lottery. I can't. This is awesome. I know,
So
it is
Hussein
so
X
good.
said homeless Anthony thumbnail was the VR YouTube thumbnail of the year. I remember that thumbnail. I can't remember. Was it? I don't remember what game it might have been for this game. I can't remember what game that was for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
You're right.
yeah, maybe there is a lottery.
Better
though.
liquid effects and some.
If there is a lottery in the game, that would be pretty cool.
Oh,
I mean, that could
so
totally change your life around.
I love this, man. I have to try this.
Yeah, in
I
a sense,
really
though,
do.
it almost has like a GTA kind of a feel, but like dumbed down quite a
I like
bit.
when he whacks right here.
Yeah, just knocks the guy
Okay.
out.
Okay, we're just playing this on repeat, but
This is-
okay.
there you go. Fletcher St. German said he's
I'll be
offended.
offended.
so
Yeah,
that's good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So,
The drugs and
so
stuff.
T-Dub said, "I wonder if this will pass Oculus Store." Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not. I'm just
good.
guessing, but yeah, I don't know.
Best game ever. It is game 2020 for sure. Game of the year.
Such potential for
So
that
awesome,
game.
man.
Such potential.
Anyways,
but man,
yeah.
that's so crazy.
Okay, now we
Eric
can get.
Onassis,
Now we can
forget
get
Saints
some
and
real
Sinners,
zombies.
Hobo
Yeah,
Life
you're
for
right.
2020.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad you guys like it. I thought this was a hidden gem in my
It
book.
is, no doubt. I'll definitely. I don't know the price. It doesn't have a price.
I don't care what the price.
I think
is.
it's probably worth at least 60.
I mean, being homeless
Right?
is priceless. Right?
Quote of the year 2020 right there. As well as game of the year.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
onward.
see, that's what we need. Wayne Chapman. Where's Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
there
see?
you go. Right?
I mean,
Cribs?
you might still be walking around
Dude,
punching
we could
people,
we could
but
have cribs.
you got
like-
the money to bail
oh,
yourself
man.
out of jail once you get thrown in. You know, if you're you know, I mean, that game you might be stuck in there a while.
True.
Oh man, something else. It's something
Anyways,
else.
this is what VR does for us, right? Live the life you always wanted to or didn't.
Yeah.
Right? $59.99. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Price is going up.
I know. Okay.
So you want to get to Walking Dead?
Yes.
No, let's not get to Walking
No. Okay.
Let's talk about Sidequest. So there was a huge
I'll give you that.
announcement. This is pretty big. So
Drunken bar.
To the Top is on Sidequest now.
Yep.
You can pick up To the Top on Sidequest. And this was, I think this was the first game that like publicly got denied from the Quest store itself, and they said no to this game and it wasn't going to make it on there. And that was pretty controversial. You know, a lot of people were mad about that. I'm sure the developers weren't happy.
Right.
So now the game is available on Sidequest, so you can still play this in VR. And I believe you actually have to purchase this game on Sidequest, so it's not a free game on Sidequest.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
really? Oh, that's fun. Interesting.
So Sidequest is actually going to have a store in a sense. So there are actually going to be purchase games through Sidequest.
Well, that's not bad though, because they're they work on it.
Yeah.
No issues. So
Yeah,
I'm okay
and-
with that.
I mean, I'm okay with it too, actually. I mean, I think this game, I think developers deserve to be compensated.
to
So
put on
I'm
it,
totally okay with them charging for games on SideQuest. I think it's excellent, honestly. And, we know that, what's the 1995 and the 1989.
Pixel Ripped?
Yeah, Pixel Ripped 1995 has been approved for the
Right.
Quest store, and that is coming to Quest.
Yep, but not the old one.
The old one they had
Right.
working great on the Quest. It's good to go on Quest, and it got denied, which makes no sense. Like, why are you going to release 95 and not release 89 so people can play that first on Quest that don't have a gaming PC? They can't play it on something else. It makes no sense. So that doesn't fit at all. But I'm guessing that there is potential for that game to end up on Sidequest, and that you will be able to purchase that game on Sidequest and play it natively on your Quest without a PC. That's hopefully my thought.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? I mean, if there's a chance for them to sell more of it, I mean, why not?
So the question gets raised with some of this, though, and we had a little bit of a discussion on the Discord, and I wanted to get into it a little bit more and see. And I know other people have been talking about this too, but with this coming to Sidequest and with there being a purchased system where you can buy games directly on Sidequest, how is that going to affect what Oculus thinks about Sidequest? Because right now...
will they shut it down eventually?
Right.
I know.
So right now, Sidequest is pretty much 100% at the mercy of Oculus. Because to set up Sidequest, what you have to do, if you haven't done this yet, is you have to go into Oculus and you have to make a developer account. So basically, you're telling Oculus that you are a game developer, that you want access to be able to develop a game for the Quest. You want to be able to test it on there and everything else.
Load APKs, whatever.
Right. So you're telling them that you're a developer. So you sign up for a developer account. And then that allows you to sideload games, use Sidequest, all that kind of stuff. The thing is that Oculus has the power right now, because if they want to make it harder to you could still make a developer account, but they may have a process now where you have to be approved to get a developer account. Right now, it's easy. You just go on there, you tell them you're a developer, and they give you access to the developer account. And if they want to change that and make it more difficult, it's easy for them.
I know.
I don't know. And what came to me as kind of questioning this was that Upload VR did an interview with the creator of Sidequest, and they touched on this a little bit. And he said, how are you avoiding this? And his answer was that he keeps a good relationship with, I think it's the head of content curation at Oculus. One of those, he works for Oculus. So he said, we try to keep a good relationship with them, and we tell them what we're doing, what games.
Here's my thought. If they put any games, or you Sidequest games that are sold, by them now having an approved site now where you can buy games on there that can be put on there with Sidequest, and they're not games you can buy on a Quest natively, it's not an issue, I don't think, because it's not a threat to Oculus. Does that make sense?
But in a sense it is, and this is Oculus's own doing, because these are games that they didn't approve for the store that people want to buy and play. Sure.
But if Oculus doesn't want it on, what's it hurt? Because they're not going to sell it anyways.
Right.
If you're selling the same game that's on Oculus and it's $5 cheaper, well, no crap, you're going to probably go Sidequest unless you want
and I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to avoid that because they don't want to make Oculus mad.
That's the point. If they don't do that, I feel like they're safe.
Right. So Hussein X said, I thought you buy on itch.io first, then somehow get it on Sidequest. And that was how they were doing it. And I believe, as far as I understand now, I haven't bought this game yet on Sidequest. As far as I understand now, they're actually making it so you can buy through Sidequest and you don't have to go through itch.io.
I think that might be a better route. And it might be safer. Then they're more curated. They can't.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. The only thing I worry about is that Oculus is going to put an end to it, because it's still taking away. I mean, they want to build that ecosystem around their store, that when you want to play a VR game, you go to their store. And the thing that I think where they messed up is that they didn't make a section that was like a not approved by Oculus section, or you play these games at your own risk. It may cause motion sickness.
Which they used to do, though.
Yeah, well, they do it for the Rift. They do it for Rift.
Way back, like your VR days. They had that, actually.
Yeah. So that's what they should have done, and they could have avoided, some of that. But it's just such a weird place. I'm just worried about the future of Sidequest, because I want them to succeed. I want I want developers that can't get approved on Quest to have an outlet to be able to go, that we can still play their games and do it relatively easily. I think somebody said, Wayne Chapman said, I'm too scared of screwing something up, and I think he's talking about Sidequest. Yeah, right. And it's really, really easy. Yeah, it really is a simple process. I mean, you make an email, you go in developer mode on your Quest, you put it on there. You download Sidequest on the PC. The Sidequest website is actually linked in the video, I believe. It's pretty simple to do. When your headset's plugged in, you give it access, you download it from the website, and it goes onto your Quest. It's pretty
phones,
simple.
It's like that.
It's not even as complicated as that, I don't think, honestly.
Well, the newer iPhone stuff, you would just go to a site and then hit some stuff, and then it would.
I never jailbroke my phone. I didn't want to be in jail like the Hobo Living VR.
Oculus will shut it down. Well, they did. They stopped. Who was the first one with the streaming? Virtual desktop?
Yeah.
So they shut that down right away.
Yeah.
So, what says that they wouldn't this? So they must be doing something right.
I think,
Sidequest
at some point, I think the Quest store is going to be less curated. I think games like To the Top are eventually going to be able to be on the store.
I mean, when it's original, they want the best of the best to be out there. So those experiences are tailored to what they want to see.
Yeah.
And eventually, sure, they'll probably open the floodgates a
and
little
honestly,
bit.
I love Sidequest because when the hand tracking first came out for the Quest, you couldn't do anything with it. You could be in the menu, you could like open up an internet browser, you could do real basic things. Yep. But through Sidequest, there was almost, I don't even know how, I mean, almost right away, there was, 3 or 4 apps that would use the hand tracking, and I wanted to try it out in something. So it was cool to be able to actually go in there. Yep. And even those would have never been approved probably, and they were not perfect, but they worked, and they gave you the ability to mess around with it and try it out, So that was, I like Sidequest. I don't want it to go anywhere. I'm a little worried about it.
I feel like as long as they just do the right thing and they don't push it, if you have to question, well, you probably have to question all of it. Like if Oculus would approve or disapprove, some of those things you just can't let games on there. Then which you can't really stop though, some of it. But I mean, I don't know. I hope it stays around. I really do, and I hope they don't disable it because.
And Just Intense Gaming said Oculus needs gift games and gift cards.
Absolutely. I know, right?
So much. We've been saying that for so long now. That was why we were so excited for these $20 Oculus codes, because these were codes that we could give away. We've gave away Steam cards because we can go to GameStop, Walmart, wherever we can buy a Steam gift card and give that away.
Use them, right.
Yeah, but we can't do that with Oculus. Even for instance, my wife's cousin's son got a Quest for Christmas. So last night we were out and and she was looking at the Quest store, and there's a bunch of sales right now. There's the lunar sale going on. So a bunch of really good deals. Definitely check out the deals. But she was like, I want to buy him a couple games. He just got a Quest. So how do I buy him a couple games? And I was like, well, that's where it becomes tricky. I said you really can't. I said there's no way that you can buy the game and gift it to him. I said all you can do is basically give them the money to be able to buy it for him, or go on their app in their account and add your PayPal to buy the game and then take it back out. That, and it shouldn't be that way, especially for something that was such a big Christmas gift.
Steam has it figured out. You can go on there and gift it to one of your friends.
Yeah, you can gift a Steam game. You can buy a Steam gift card. Yep. There's so many things that Oculus is doing well, but there's so many things that they really need to step it up on, and this is one of them. They got to get the gift cards out there. I mean, it's a no-brainer. They got to get gift cards out there. They got to give gifting games, and they really need a deluxe audio strap for the Quest. It's just insane.
That ain't never going to happen. Come on. That accessories page on Oculus just has nothing. It's been dead for a while, so I get it.
Yeah, and Paranoid Android said Oculus can't enforce it. There's always a way around it. And there may be. I mean, I'm sure if they do that and they switch off the developer account access, I'm sure somebody can probably find a way to do it.
They could make it harder.
But it's not going to be as easy.
Right,
I mean, there's already people like even in the chat that haven't done Sidequest because they're scared of messing stuff up. So, and I understand that. I never jailbroke my cell phones. Amazon Fire Stick, I never jailbroke that.
But we like to tinker with things.
Yeah,
but we like to mess with stuff.
And this was easy enough that I didn't mind it, but it's not as easy as grabbing the headset, going to the store and click buy. It's still an extra step that some people aren't willing to do. So if you make it even harder, you're going to lessen that even more. It's just, I don't want them to mess with it. Like I want it to work out okay. So hopefully they have it all figured out and they have the steps in place to avoid, making Oculus mad. And I don't know, but it's just, I think it changes things when it was free pretty much, where, you were not using Sidequest to buy stuff through, where now you may be.
Yeah, Dental VR in chat said, can developers sell keys? And not really. I mean, I guess if they wanted to start a...
Okay, so the way it works with Quest, as far as I understand, is that if a developer has a game that's been approved and it's being built for the Quest, they can give out access through email. And we've had that before. So they can give us access to that game that's actually on Quest, but it's not on the store yet. I don't know if they can do that if it's not approved. If it's not coming to Quest, it's not approved for Quest. I don't think they can sell a key.
You could if you had your own sales system and the whole bit, because
but the store still wouldn't be natively.
Well, no, you wouldn't have a store.
You wouldn't do it natively on Quest. No, you could still do it through Sidequest maybe and do it that route instead of paying through the website.
I took it as directly, them literally sending you keys or an access to download it.
Yeah, and you could that would only still be possible through Sidequest or through side loading if it wasn't an approved app that was going to be on the store.
Sure. So but honestly, if you have a Quest, don't be afraid to try it. Really don't. I mean,
and now, if you do have a Quest and a gaming PC with a link cable, you can play almost anything anyways. So that is an option, but you have to have a gaming PC.
Same thing. Very simple, yeah. So the majority of people even out there saying it is simple. It's not just us either. You know?
And he said it's very simple.
And
But
like Pavlov, somebody was saying something about Pavlov in chat earlier. Great. Another great example of what you can do with Sidequest.
Yeah, and I think Pavlov is still coming to Quest as far as we understand. It's just been pushed back. They got to get it working correctly. And as far as I understand, the Sidequest launch of, what are they calling it? Pavlov.
Light.
No, it's not Light anymore. It's Pavlov. I can't think of it. But anyways, they put it on there as kind of like a soft launch, and that way they can get people playing it. They can debug stuff. They can get the things worked out that aren't working correct. Shack, Pavlov Shack. I got it before chat. I got it before chat did. Chat. Anytime we're like, oh, what is the name of that, or what was that game? Chat's like, boom, it's right on there. But I got it. I beat you. Somebody's gonna put it in there. I know they are.
Already did. Just delayed.
Yep, just delayed a little bit. That was probably the only reason I beat him, but. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about Sidequest. Are you worried about it? I'm sure there's people in here that do use it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
And I'm curious, leave in the comments after the video, whatever. Is it a concern? Because I know there's been other people that have talked about. See, Commander 5. I beat you, Commander. So I know there are other people that are concerned about it too. I don't want to see it go away. I want there to be an avenue. I want to try stuff out. That was one of the things we liked about VR in the beginning. We could try games out that were. Not even working great, but it was still something that could push the limits. And, it wasn't a fully fleshed out game, but it was enough to get you in there and, try something fun.
Pavlov Hot Coffee.
Yeah, Pavlov Hot Coffee. That's a good name. They should have named it that.
Oh, man.
What is wrong with them?
Seriously. Oh, man.
VR Spry guy said, I said it out loud, but didn't put it in chat.
Appreciate the thought.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Yep. Cheers to that.
Pretty cool. So... All right, enough about Sidequest.
Yes.
Saints and Sinners?
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's good stuff, man.
That's going to play some audio.
I hear it.
It's gonna play. We'll turn it down.
Oh, man.
Man, Saints and Sinners. So this is biggest launch of 2020 so far.
Okay, before we start, all right, everyone's first impression before we start. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Yeah, let's do that.
If you played it, I'd like to know.
Because I feel like most of the people are pretty excited about this game. Most of the people are pretty positive about this game, but there's a lot of people that are very negative. And when the game first launched, I started looking at the reviews on Steam, and most of the bad reviews were people on Index. Because why the heck doesn't it work right with index controllers? Why in 2020?
At this point.
Yeah, come on, support everything. A game this big coming out, I can understand, really small studio, don't have an index to test, fine. But a big game like this, it should work on everything. It should work on every controller. Windows Mixed Reality, Quest, Rift S, Quest with Link, everything. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So Mark P saying not my type of game.
I'm watching, yep. I see that too. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm not firsthand too. I'm not like I don't go to the zombie games
anymore.
Well,
Arizona Sunshine was an awesome game.
It's the thing now.
Awesome game, but it was so early that that was just like kind of one of the first open world exploring of games. It was such a good game, and one of the reason that I liked it so much was the co-op. We played that whole game in co-op, and that was one of our first real memories of going through a game together in VR.
Sure was.
That was one of the things I love so much about it.
Yep.
But I don't know.
I know. So for me, I don't go to zombie games, but I like the ones that look really polished.
Yeah.
Just because I do like that the weapons mechanics, because you're always going to have that. Usually the free world exploring stuff like that, and I don't know. I like that. I don't like being scared.
Wait, hit that button. It makes it look like we're okay. There, we're good. I want to make sure you hit that button, so it made it look like I was actually pouring it in your coffee. Man, look how good we have that lined up. That is insane. Oh, that's crazy how real that looks.
The green screens are just meshing right now, man.
This thing's pouring slow. Okay. Hopefully that didn't glitch at all.
No, it did not.
Cool.
But yeah, I really liked Dying Light. That was my ultimate favorite flat zombie game. Other than that,
I never played that. I watched you. You actually streamed it. That was way back in the day.
Probably.
You streamed it to something so I could watch you
play. Xbox, I think. Yeah,
and you were like, "Dude, this game's terrifying."
Yep.
And I'm like, "It's all." It
was so good.
Well, what was that? Oh man, what was that game? There was a game back on Xbox that me and Charlie used to play. It wasn't a zombie game, but it was scary. Oh man, I can't. I'll have to look it up.
Zombie game,
but that was the first flat game that ever. Yeah, that's all I'm giving you. Somebody will still get it.
Yeah, that's a hard
That's all
one,
I'm giving you. But that was the first game that ever scared me, and it was kind of like a Ghost kind of a thing, but it was like a full campaign shooter game, And the one scene I remember is you get to the end of the ladder or the end of the walkway, and there's a ladder, and you turn around to go down the ladder, and this like ghost girl appears and scares the crap out of me. But anyways, so yeah, so Dying Light was the first.
Oh, Main Fan said he played it in VR too.
Free
Yeah,
mod.
that would be. I know. I really should try that.
I don't know if I have enough underpants.
It's such a good game. Just like the day-night cycles and stuff were so good.
VR Sprag guy said, "Who's cleaning the coffee off Sean's floor?"
So
I'm just letting it lay
I think he's got a bucket. I think he has a bucket down there.
Yeah. So
but now it's magically full.
So Dying Light was the first really good VR or zombie game that you played.
Yep.
And I mean, nowadays there's no shortage of. I mean, there's a shortage of big name zombie games in VR, but not zombies in general.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I guess.
So, what are your thoughts on?
I love it. I do. I really like it. I'm super frustrated with the launch of it, and we talk about this with all the other games. Like, look, you need your basics in a row. You need the core stuff needs to be right before even dropping it. Like, just don't do it. Do yourself a favor.
I don't understand how a big studio doesn't test this stuff. I mean, they had to have tested this game.
Know.
People played this game before it launched. Why? So, and the thing we're talking about is the crouching. And supposedly there is a fix now. So in chat, let us know what the fix is, because we played this game, just right before. We haven't put a ton of time into it yet. We've each spent a little bit of time in it. Next week, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this game, get a little bit further into it.
Yep.
But curious to know what the crouch fix is, because right now, when we played it, the way it works is you are playing the game in VR. In a normal VR game, you physically crouch and you actually crouch in the game.
So broken.
This game, you physically crouch and you vomit, because it's like it is super disorienting, because I've never felt that in VR where I go to crouch and it doesn't move unless you're watching like a 360 video, but better,
So weird.
I mean, I've been down to pick something up and it's like, whoa.
But, and I know there's a fix or one coming or one in the works or a backdoor fix. I don't know what it is, because we have the brand new downloaded game of it. So it's not obviously native. And why drop a game?
Maybe a setting
you can't
or something,
do
I don't
that.
know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that.
Yeah, that makes no sense. And make it work on index controllers, because I want to play this on index controllers, and hopefully that's a fix coming soon. So, yeah. Oh man, that's a good point though. Okay, so Paradise Decay said, for us old timers, the crouch button is a godsend. My old knees. That's okay. I'm okay with the crouch button. That's perfectly fine.
Right.
But also make it to where I can physically crouch.
It's not even
and
about just crouching though. Like if I want to look
down
a little bit and
up.
look under something, the floor moves with your head, and that right there is like, whoa,
it's terrible.
It's a deal breaker.
Terrible. So I'm okay with the button. Put a button on there. That's perfectly fine. But
Yep.
also make it to where I can actually physically crouch. That's what they need
It's an
to. So the
INI
devs
file.
turned.
Yeah.
Oh, and so it's an INI file that you have to change to, which hopefully, they got to push that out quick, which still makes I would love to know the answer to why that wasn't put in the game before they launched it. I would love to know that, because there's no good reason.
Did anybody that actually plays VR ever play this before and not?
They had to have, because there's too many other good things about it that, it wasn't just a game they pushed out that was never tested, because there's too many good things about it. There's too many things that do work well. So, yeah.
I know. Just a couple, like the index controllers, same thing. Like, how do we not have this?
And hopefully
ironed out
that's
by now?
getting patched as well, because I played it on Rift, Oculus products. That's what we played it on because of the index controllers being messed up. So that was why, because even in the Oculus products, I was like, I can't wait to play this in the index, just because of the bigger field of view. It's gonna look good. I mean, this is a pretty crazy zombie game. We talked about this earlier. We described it as being, what was it? Arizona Sunshine.
Boneworks.
A little bit of Boneworks, a little bit of The Forest, and a little bit of Fallout 4 VR.
Yeah, Fallout.
If
That's
you
what I
take
said.
all
It
that
reminded me of
stuff
Fallout,
and you throw it in a pot and you mix it up, that's almost what you get, because it has some of the
agree.
physics from Boneworks. So it has weight to things. Some of that stuff is there.
Yep.
It has, the survival and the building.
Do we have our other video too?
Oh, yeah. We do have a video of us first going into this.
And it's got, I like the free roam aspect
We'll just
of
play
it.
that in the
That
background.
honestly really feels good to me. Just that you can wander around and stuff. I like that.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think
excellent.
every zombie, that's the one
as
thing.
far as the crafting and all that stuff,
Right.
that was like big time in the Force, even in Fallout 4. There was some crafting and some building. So it takes a lot of really good elements and throws it all together and makes a pretty solid game. I do wish they would add co-op. If they would add co-op to this game, that would be a dream come true.
I know.
But
I know.
So getting into this video a little bit, there is a little bit of a controversy with this game due to the violence aspect of it. And we don't want to get into the ethics behind it and, we don't want to get into the psychology of it and all of that. Just the pure gore and blood and violence and like
the
honestly
physical mechanics of it.
Yeah, so in this, the first thing you do in the tutorial is it wants you to grab a knife and stick it into the head of the zombie. Most games, you kind of swipe it, whatever. But like, no, it wants you to stick it. I mean, you have to forcefully push it into the head.
If you go a little bit, it just goes halfway in, but you need to grab the back of the head, ram it in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
like here, right here.
Yeah, I mean...
Like grab the head, push it through. It's like...
It is.
I get it.
It's a little. I mean, you almost feel a little bit bad. Like I asked Tyler, I was like, "Did you feel bad doing that?" Like
I know. Well, like right here, I look after this one. I did, and I looked down, and there's like blood all over my arms and stuff.
Yeah, like is. Man, it's intense. I remember when VR was first coming out, and I don't remember the name of the game again, but it was like the tutorial thing where you're in the train and you have the shooters. It was what Robo Recall. It was like the demo, the real early demo you could play of Robo Recall before they called it Robo Recall. Right. And I remember them talking about like not wanting to really make it human characters because they didn't want that connection of shooting humans and stuff. And that's almost out of the window, swinging the axe wildly. But I mean, the physics are there and the physics are cool. And, it feels a lot like Boneworks. I mean, grabbing the axe feels like Boneworks kind of has that wobble, but yeah, so PD zombie violence is fine.
Right.
And I mean, even that is, questionably okay.
Sure.
Okay. But even in this game, you have to make some decisions of killing people before they turn into zombies. You have friends in the games that turn into zombies. Yeah. Bullet Train. Yes.
Yeah. There's chat again.
I swear. I don't know what I'd do without chat. Because my memory in the moment, I remember that game. What was it called? I don't know.
Brains all over places.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not even just killing zombies. And it's not even like killing zombies in Arizona Sunshine. You'd shoot body parts and they'd fly off, but there wasn't... It didn't feel as, I mean, when you're grabbing that zombie head and you're taking the knife and forcefully shoving it in there, that there's more of a connection there to me. At least I feel like I'm actually doing something to this being in a VR game instead of just pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel as bad. Right. I don't know. And like we talked about with friends in there, like there's games in the game, there's characters that are your friends that you have to choose to kill. And, so it's not even that you're just killing zombies all the time. Like even in the very beginning, your friend was hanging there and he was like, I don't know what happened, all distraught. And all of a sudden he turns into a zombie and the guy that was just talking to you got to kill him.
Right.
It's like, man,
I know.
I don't know if anybody else feels a little bit bad, but I do feel a little bit bad.
I get it. I mean, we've played games like this for years. Yeah. And again, that's why like GTA, when it originally came out, they're like, it's too graphic. And it's the biggest selling game out there, basically, the biggest moneymaker. So
tells you how sick we all are.
Right, exactly. Or does it just do you become numb to it? Or is that why we have more violence and stuff? Like PD was saying, I see more violence on the news, and I totally get that.
Yeah, and it's not even that I don't feel like this is going to make me want to do any of this stuff in real life or anything like that. I have no, it's just I almost feel a little bit bad sometimes in this game. And even on a flat screen, you're just pushing buttons and things are happening, but you're actually doing something.
But is that a good thing?
Because I feel bad?
Sure.
Well, but what about the people that don't feel bad?
True.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into the psychology of it because I don't know.
When you played it on flat, you didn't even think twice about it. You know?
That's true.
So maybe your brain...
I never thought it was an issue.
It's not. So maybe you second guess yourself.
Yeah, Greg's VR said, I feel a metaphysical minute coming on. That's what Anthony always calls it.
Yep. I get it.
So I don't know. It is, it's questionable, and it is an aspect of this game that I feel like they are pushing that boundary. I mean, this game has kind of pushed it a little bit farther. I mean, even Boneworks, you could do some of that stuff, but they weren't even like people looking characters necessarily. A lot of them. I mean, I guess there was some, but but I mean, this is kind of on another level. I do feel like this is on another level.
It is.
So, and I don't know if it bothers anybody else, but I felt a little bit bad. I just wanted to.
I know. I really. I like
Jason said he's comfortably numb.
Yep. So, I get it.
Isn't that a song or something?
I mean, it's a game. Yeah. So you got to take it for what it is. But you're right. There are people, I'm sure,
Paradise
that take
Decay. He needs to play that Hobo Simulator and get locked up. Hobo VR. He said he's been going around local supermarkets shivving grannies. It's just crazy. But so I don't know. But the game itself is really cool. I mean, I love the aspect. I love open world games. I love the aspect of scavenging, collecting, crafting. I mean, this is...
Waste time doing that. Oh,
yeah.
So
I
good.
feel like the Force VR had a lot of that, and it was really good, but a lot of it was hard too because I don't know, you didn't always know how to craft things. And as far as I can tell from the little bit that I've played this game so far, is there are, you know, things on the board that'll help you craft stuff. So it's a little bit easier to figure out in a sense of how to. I mean, there was times in the forest where I wanted to make something, I had no idea. I had to look it up online, see what materials I needed to put together, how many of those, you know.
At the same time, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it adds to the.
You have to be good to master it,
and
I
you gotta
feel like
play.
it's more depth
you gotta
to
play,
it. Right,
yeah.
exactly. So it's not always a bad thing, you know, for replayability and stuff like that too. But
Alan Cara, so I believe that might be the same one that was in chat earlier. I believe you did win a Oculus code, so make sure you watch your email after the show. We haven't emailed you yet, so after the show, make sure you watch your email.
Congratulations.
But she said play the Executioner. I think that was the game that they the Upload VR showcase thing. They showed this Executioner game where you basically were an executioner and you had to execute people, like, and it was like some choices and stuff you had to make. That game looked a little sick too, so I don't know, it's kind of crazy the direction some things are going, but
I get it, it's hard,
but it's just a game, like Ray Delatorre said, it's just a game. And I agree, it is just a game, and but it did make me feel a little bad. But I'm gonna play it some more, so I'm definitely gonna play it a whole lot more this week.
It is, but like the game in itself is amazing. I mean, the lighting, the sound, the looks,
especially when I see it on Index. It's gonna look so good.
I do want to play it on Index now.
It is a dark game though. I mean, it's a dark game.
I know.
So we're playing on a lot of these newer headsets that are LCD, and actually tried it on Oculus Quest with Link.
Exactly.
And it's a dark game, but it looked pretty good on there. It's not. I don't think it looked as good on there as it did, you know, Rift and stuff. Still, but it's. Yeah,
PD's basically saying that people need an outlet, so maybe.
And that's true too. That's another end of the equation. Yeah, people. Some people do. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the psychology that goes into this. I don't know, and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know. But
I mean, when I get done playing, I don't feel like I need to go pick up a knife out of the kitchen and walk out of my house.
To me, it is just a game. It is just a game. I mean, that's what it is. And even though VR adds more of a realistic element to it, it's still. I mean, you still know it's a game. Like, and you feel a little bit bad, but I mean, it's just a game. It's not that bad. So yeah, I don't know.
I think it's great though. I like the recycling where you take the metal and stuff and put it in the recycling bin to get like scrap metal and stuff.
It's really cool. I mean, this is a deep game. Like they put some time and some effort into this game, and you can tell that like when you go into it. And I mean, I think honestly, this could be a contender for 2020. I mean, this is going to be, a big release title for 2020. And I think they put some serious pressure on the Walking Dead onslaught from Survios. I mean, I agree. I mean, that was what we heard a lot about, and then this came out, and that's been a little bit quiet. They pushed their release back, and it's like,
so I wonder if they're afraid, or they just
I don't know
much in development maybe.
Well, I don't know that game is going to have the in-depth of the crafting, the building, the scavenging.
Exactly.
I think that game is going to be a little bit more
of a playthrough
toward Arizona Sunshine end,
maybe,
where it'd be story campaign, but it does have some of this more realistic violence added in there. I don't know. I don't know. So Mame Fan, he said, I definitely need a physical outlet, lifting or VR merch.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's the same thing, like even lifting, a lot of people use, strenuous physical exercise as an outlet, and so it could be the same thing.
Murder rates drop.
So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a question that goes on forever.
It is. It's like playing a racing game and saying that now I'm going to go out and break the speed limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, if I get on the real track, I don't feel like I need to drive fast on the road because I am getting to do what I enjoy doing. So.
And you have the option. So, I mean, if this isn't, there's going to be a ton of people in VR that aren't going to pick up this game because this isn't their thing. They don't want to play a game that's this bloody and violence, and that's fine.
Though, like with the crafting, the exploring, and the mechanics, all that stuff is really good. Like the part where you're walking through in the tutorial and you have to walk between boxes. And it's like, okay, break free from these zombies. And they're like reaching out for you. And I'm like, I stopped and I'm like, I'm not walking through there. Like, I don't want them to grab me. Like, there's no way.
It's kind of terrifying. It's a little bit terrifying for sure. And even Arizona Sunshine scared us back in the day. I mean, going into those tunnels in the pitch black, and all you got is a flashlight, and all Tyler had was a glow stick.
Yeah, because you took the freaking flashlight.
I wasn't stupid.
Oh my God. No, you were just mean. You're like, nope, that's mine.
Tyler, it's just a game. It's just a game. It was okay.
Isn't all of VR just
when you wet your pants? It's real though. That is real. You really do wet your pants.
You weren't supposed to tell people that.
Oh, sorry. my bad. We'll edit that out later.
Yeah, right.
But Wayne Chapman said, "Is there any racing sims on Quest?" No, not. Well,
Sims.
I mean, not Sims. There's Death Lap, and there's
the carts, touring carts.
Yeah, what's? No, I don't think touring carts on there. What's the Dash World?
Dash
World is coming. That's not on there officially yet. No simulators, but you can do like we talked about with the Link. If you have a gaming PC, you can play the racing simulators on Quest. But
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
1995, Pixel Ripped. That has a little bit of the feel, but you're not actually in it. You're playing it on a TV and stuff.
Well, not the violence and stuff.
Well, not the violence, but actually has something that looks like Mortal Kombat in VR, so kind of cool.
Yes, but I don't know. But I mean, so far for this game, I think they've done an excellent job. I think there are some things that need attention. Sure. There's some things that need fixed that should have been corrected before it ever launched. Doesn't make sense, but yeah, I mean, I am curious. I mean, I know a lot of people. There was already people in here talking about before we even got on the subject, so I know a lot of people are excited about it. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, even the fact when you're in the RV thing and you have to put the battery up there to hook the radio up, it's really cool. I mean, that's just stuff. And there is a lot of interactivity in this game, so there's a lot of stuff that you can pick up and play with. Not as much as Boneworks, like not everything. And again, that's where the crouching and stuff some of it gets kind of weird because if it's an item that you think, like there was a candle.
Sure,
and I was like,
you think you can pick up.
I'm gonna grab this candle, so I pick it up and it like attaches me to it, like I'm gonna climb, and then it kind of moves around. Some of that stuff's a little bit weird. I think it maybe could have been done a little bit differently in some of those aspects, but that's not a deal breaker by any.
Right, or like maybe it like had a little hue go over it if you could pick it up or something. You know, so you knew it was a object you could pick up or something.
So John Schubrook said, watched MRTV play the game. Most of it was pitch darkness, and it is. It's a dark game.
It is, for sure.
I mean, it does become daylight and stuff, but it's a dark game. So
I wonder what it's going to look like on Index. Just like Westworld was a really dark game.
Yeah, I should have just popped in there because you can still. I mean, it'll still play on the Index, but the controls are kind of wonky.
Right, exactly.
So hopefully that gets patched really soon. But
Jason said, "Smack a desk, it's real too." Yeah, we weren't supposed
somebody
to talk about that
did
either.
that,
Anymore.
but at least those controllers are fixed. We're going to try to avoid any more of those issues.
Let's not, man.
So Just Intense Gaming said the atmosphere and graphics are great in my opinion. I agree. I mean, the atmosphere is
just being in it.
It's scary. I mean, I'm not a big horror game player. I like them because they feel the most real a lot of times. That they give, like when you're scared in VR, and we've talked about this. When you're scared, you forget that it's not real. Like fear is a real emotion that happens in VR. I get scared in VR. Like I remember playing Don't Knock Twice the demo. I screamed like a little girl. I did. Thank you, Lord Necton just subscribed. So my wife was over at the house, and we weren't married yet. This is when we were still dating. I think my mom was there. So there were some people over playing some VR. I was in that game, and something busted through the door. I didn't cry all the way.
Yeah, right.
I did scream. I'm not a huge I'm not the guy that loves the horror movies. I've watched a lot of them. I will watch them.
Though you do.
I love them. It's a love-hate relationship. I love to hate them because I love to go in them and be scared to death. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, they're terrifying. They're so much scarier in VR than it is in a flat game or watching a movie. It's a real emotion that happens in VR. It's terrifying.
Luke was saying that Anthony over on VR365 is complaining about the glare on the Index. So I'm sure. I mean, when you have those high bright and dark, I get it. Yeah. I played Westworld, which again, if you like a game that's like this, not really crafting, and you don't like as much violence, which still has a little bit of the horror aspect scary to it, play that. Yeah. It's a lot cheaper too.
Yeah. Taekwon Joe.
That's a good name, actually. Pleasure, man.
Awesome. So, and I know, and some people are more sensitive to the glare of the Index. I know Anthony, that's something that he complained a lot about at first, and then he kind of didn't. But he said again recently, like it's something that really bugs him, and it does me too in certain scenarios. Like when I haven't played it on the Index yet, so this game might bug me. But in those dark scenes with the bright text and stuff, and there are times in the Index where I'm like, man, this glare. If they would have just got rid of this glare, this Index was like, gold, and it still is. I love the Index. Still my go-to headset. Still the one I want to pick up.
Just a lens. I mean, it's a lens issue, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, can't help it.
Yeah, so my biggest problem with the Index is the two-handed grip. It's horrible to try and point the gun. Angle is way off. So I think he's talking about the angles. Yeah, the angles need fixed for sure. That's what I've heard.
That one drives me nuts too, the gun angle, even if it's a little off to me.
Yeah, so Paradise Decay said, Saints and Sinners is one of the few VR games that actually makes me feel nervous. It's a great attribute when you have no weapons and being swarmed by zombies. I felt nervous too. This game makes me nervous.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I got a knife, and you're like, wait, it's a screwdriver.
But I used it. I mean, you use what you got. But when you have a weapon and there's, zombies or whatever, you feel a little bit safer. Oh my goodness, you drink so much coffee.
Man.
but you feel a little bit safer because you have something to fight them off. When
Right.
you don't have a weapon, it's even more terrifying for sure.
Yep.
So,
Dude, you're gonna have to clean your floor up.
oh, dude, there's
It's a
coffee
problem.
all over my floor.
It's a problem.
But it looks good for the show. It really looks like I'm filling your cup. So
I love this.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
little barista
cool.
over here.
That's cool. We got to come up with some more magic tricks like this. This is really neat. But
Yep. Gun angle is apparently tweaked with today's patch. So is the patch upcoming? I'm assuming.
maybe we need to hop back in there today.
We-
I'm playing this
we
game a
just
lot this
downloaded
week.
it. Like,
I
come
have
on.
plans to spend probably too much time in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
game next week for sure. It's
Yep.
so hard because
But like all
there's
these
so many
problems,
games I wanna
like the
play.
devs just fixed these. Like
But why wasn't it fixed when
send
it came
it
out?
to us the day before release if you want to fix them, and we will tell you what's wrong
Yeah,
with it. Trust me.
for sure. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, definitely. Just Intense Gaming.
Just
thank you.
intense. Pleasure. Cheers.
Yeah. So, oh
Yeah.
man, can we do this? Wait a minute.
Oh
Here, hold
no,
up
it won't
here.
work. It won't make a sound though.
Wait, here. I'm gonna make it with my mouth.
Oh, it did make
That
a
sounded
sound.
pretty good.
That's weird.
My sound effects are legit.
Can we
nowadays.
quit screwing with people, man?
No.
All right.
Anyways, so yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a game.
Right.
If you like zombie games, you like shooter games, you like scary,
Yep.
violent, definitely.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Okay, so
intense.
to not screw with people, Sean and I are actually together. I can't take it anymore.
No,
So
we're
I
not.
got to watch him play Sinners and Saints today. Stop messing with me. Get out of
Dude,
here.
even that looked real. Yeah, we are actually in the
it,
same
yeah.
place. We didn't tell anybody, so
Right.
we actually were a little bit later getting started today because our
Way
whole
more
setup got
issues.
messed up. We
Yeah,
had
that's all right.
usually it all transfers over different PC. Nothing worked. We had to reset up everything.
Yep.
We had 2 mics so that we could totally look like it was the same thing and totally convince everybody we weren't
A
together.
little bit of an echo.
We had an
didn't like
echo.
it.
Last minute, we switched to 1 mic to get rid of the echo. Hopefully, the audio is
Greg's got it.
okay.
Yep.
Hang on,
Okay.
you are in the same room. So we are, and that was one of the reasons I didn't get to play this as much as
Right.
I had planned because we came back to Ohio. If you don't know, I live in Virginia.
Yep.
Tyler's in Ohio.
Yep.
Lifelong friends, childhood friends, both grew up in Ohio. But
Right.
anyways, we came back. So the trip back to Ohio took a lot of gameplay time away from what I
Well,
would have
for
got
good
into this.
purposes, we don't really want to talk about it, but we actually had a pretty epic week for
Yeah.
rendered reality.
It
Let's
was
say
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah, so there were some
which we'll
things
talk
we
about
needed to
more,
get
but-
together for. So that is what we did, and this game was super hard to play on my gaming PC in the car on the 7-hour drive.
Yep.
It was difficult, so I just
Yeah.
figured
Closer than usual, main fan. See, I thought that was going to be the first
Yeah,
hint.
I
that
know.
people-
I figured too. We were
nobody
actually going to
caught that,
split
right?
the cam and make it so we were farther apart. We
Right.
spent some time messing with it. We're like, let's just do this. It'll be all right. Maybe nobody will notice that we're a little closer together.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, so
Columbus,
James
Ohio.
Davis.
There you
yeah,
go. That's
Columbus,
close to
Ohio.
us. Yeah.
That's not that far. Yeah.
Yep. So if we
From
ever
where
do
we're at.
have a rendered reality meetup locally in this area, be close enough maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Talk
big
about it.
VR party. Big named
Yep.
musicians, famous people are gonna be there.
Yep.
You're definitely invited.
Absolutely.
Man, there's a lot.
I'll
But
do-
Ohio is like, I mean, I'm in Virginia, and all the time, I'm originally from Ohio.
Right.
All the time, I
Sure,
meet
sure.
people in
Toledo?
Virginia,
Man.
yeah, that are like, oh, I'm from Ohio too. There are a lot of
I know.
people
It's weird.
live in Ohio or from Ohio. Ohio is
I know.
a
it's a hub. Like people
It
come here,
is,
families
and
here,
a lot of
leave.
people move from Ohio.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's
there's
that say?
Toledo, Ohio, Northeast Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Right,
so that's
that's
pretty
awesome,
cool.
man,
So
yeah.
definitely, we're having a VR
Yep.
party.
We'll get the Funky Deep over here. He can DJ.
Oh,
for
dude, he
us.
could DJ. That would be
Ooh,
sweet.
I got all my equipment. I got all the DJ
Yeah.
set up. He can use it.
That
fly
would be
in.
cool. Greg's VR said
yep.
Holy Toledo because Greg's VR is in Toledo too. No, I'm just kidding. He's not really in Toledo. That'd be cool if Greg's VR was in Toledo.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Indiana,
yeah.
that's
it's a
not
big,
far
big
either.
week for us. So
Yeah.
we're super excited.
More to come, and if you are just joining,
Yes.
make sure you do subscribe. We are both going to go to PAX East this year. We're really
Yep.
excited to do that. We're going to be doing some live video from there, some interview stuff. We're still going to do the Coffee and VR show on Saturday morning from either the show floor or a
Yes, we
hotel
are.
room. Whatever happens, we'll be actually with each other again.
Stop it.
Maybe we won't try to trick
So
you.
I guess I don't have to look this way anymore. I can actually look over.
Well, when
at
we
you.
first started, we first went live, and you kept talking.
like talking to
and
you
I
like
was like,
this, and I'm
Tyler,
like, oh,
stop looking
crap.
at me. Stop looking at me.
Anyways,
they don't
okay.
know yet.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty awesome,
Too much, man.
so.
But I did. I get to watch him play it and stuff, which was super cool because I'm over here
Yeah.
watching it on a monitor.
Yeah,
and he's over there
we both.
playing
I
it.
got to watch him play it too.
And I'm like, oh, dude, go get this, go do that. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
so cool to actually do it like IRL instead of,
Yeah, in
you know,
person.
talking about it after the fact and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. It really helps us pick games apart too, which was super cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really like it. I can't wait to play. I really can't. And get a lot deeper into it
Yeah,
when I have time. So
For sure. So pretty cool game. I mean, people are gonna be talking about this for a while,
Yeah,
and I'm
for
sure
sure.
this isn't gonna be the last time we talk about it. I'm sure, coming up, we're going to be talking about this
That's
quite a
what
bit. Maybe you
fooled me.
try to do some streams.
I know.
You never looked at each other.
I was even trying not to look
only
at the
the
same chat
beginning.
window
Yeah,
down
only
here,
the beginning did he do it. But go for launch packs. Man, that would be awesome if Jason was going to be there. Jason is one of the developers of Drop In that we've talked a lot about. That Tyler broke his controller in his game, but hopefully he's going to be there. Yeah, I don't know. I think I can't remember where he's in the U.S. I believe.
He's in I think Louisiana or Alabama.
So he actually plays Saints and Sinners in the real. He could actually play it in its actual location, right? I think it's in New Orleans.
He could if he wanted to go there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
PAX should be awesome. We actually, part of him being here too, we wanted to try and check out some of the stuff we have, make sure everything's working, microphone setups. Oh, these guys? Yeah, we have lots.
Yeah,
we
have so much we talked about these, the Rode Wireless Go. We talked about what microphones we're going to try to get. We did pick those up.
Running multiples.
Yeah, we're going to run a couple of them, some other mic options too.
Yep.
Yep.
So we want to be able to test all that stuff too a little bit here, and other stuff that was super fun that I'm glad it is over with now. So
yeah. Let's talk about some hardware kind of stuff that's coming out. This was.
Oh, these are awesome.
These are really cool.
Yeah,
so
I'm
these
really into these,
are the touch controller station. I know these got a lot of hype. This kind of just came out this week, but this is really cool. And we don't have a lot of information. There's just not a lot of information out about this yet.
Right.
There is a link, I believe, in the description. If you go to that link, you can fill out a form, and they basically ask a couple questions like, are you interested in buying this? Right. How much do you think you would pay for it? What is it worth to you? And then they have your email, and basically they're going to update you on more information as it becomes available. So definitely look into that. This is cool. I mean, I
like it. Yeah.
So a lot of people use rechargeable batteries in their Quest, but you still have to, or in your Rift or your Quest, your touch controllers, you still have to pop them out and put them in a charger and stuff like that. This is basically taking that out of the equation. So this is almost making it kind of like an index controller where it's rechargeable. And when you're done playing, you can always have charged controllers. When you're done playing, and it even looks like a nice display.
It does. That was my point. It looks cool just to have them sitting there. Yeah, it looks nice.
So when you're done, you just pop your controllers on there, and when you're ready to go next time, they're ready to go. They're charged up. You don't have to worry about getting halfway into a game, seeing that battery thing pop up saying your controller's dying. You keep playing anyways. Next thing you know, you got no right hand. You got no left hand. You don't know what's going on. Completely avoidable now.
Not that these ones are horrible, because you can do a quick swap in them. I mean, it's it is still a double A battery. It's quick.
So I like
not
that.
The end of the world.
And sometimes that's nice to have, because if it does, like if you're having a really long play session, these are still going to die. You're going to have to pop them back onto the charger and take a break. But it is nice to have this option, and they're usually always ready to go. This is pretty cool. So I am curious to see, if people are interested, let us know in chat, because one of their questions were, how much would you pay for this?
Yes.
What we felt comfortable with was
wait, don't say it. Before we say it, type it in chat. Hit enter, because I know what I think. I guess I think comparable to other stuff that's been out there for years. And they had a couple. What did they have? What did it say? It said 20 to.
So it was like a 20 to, generically, it was, the numbers were a little bit different, but like, a $15 to $30 mark, a $30 to $40 mark, a $40 to $50 mark, or a 50 or above is the gist of what they were asking.
Right. So what do you think?
Oh, that's a good point.
What?
Roger said, too bad I have the Mamut grips. I can't. So I didn't think about that, actually. Everybody uses the AMVR, the Mamut grips, stuff like that. That is true. I wonder if they could. Oh, man,
if they could just make it bigger, and then you could cut a little hole out right where that. Well, I'd have to go deeper though too. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point.
Little difficult. I didn't think about that. That's a good
Interesting.
Point.
Yeah.
So Pate Laros said 75 buccarinos. Fletcher St. German said $60. I mean, I think it'll be a little bit of a premium price tag. Roger said $20.
That would be awesome.
So my thought was like, man, if this was like $30-$40, that would be insane. Excellent deal. And Tyler was like, I'm thinking like, $45, $50, $49.99.
Well, look at the old stuff. Like if you bought like the old Wii controller charging station, or the dual PlayStation controlling station, that's around the price point I think it should be, which I don't know, maybe is like the 49, 30, or what did I don't remember. 49, whatever, 49.
So this is going to come with the rechargeable batteries plus the charging station. That looks cool. Looks nice to display them, better than just setting them down on the top. $0. So Ray's not interested at all. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would pay anywhere from possibly 30 to 50 bucks for it. If it works good, the batteries last a long time. They're dependable. They're reliable. You know, it's a cool idea. And I like that we're getting more and more accessories, you know, and things to make it a little bit easier sometimes to VR. 2 cents cables. I think he first said 20 euros or pounds, and then he said 2 cents. So maybe he changed his mind.
Steven Dixon said, you know how much I've spent in batteries?
That's
which
true.
We have talked about, and our recommendation is Black Friday, at least in the States.
Yeah.
You can pick up a 60
60 pack for like
$20,
less than $20, I think.
A year's supply, essentially.
Yeah. So
of batteries,
Roger said, with a Mamut add-on fix, $30 day one for me. So
sure.
You know, Mark P said, if I had Quest, $30.
I think the $40 would be fair.
The thing with the batteries, the thing with buying those big battery packs is that you are, you know, you're throwing those batteries away. It is pretty wasteful in a sense, because especially in the new touch controllers, they don't last that long. They really don't.
They don't. Not compared
to
the old.
The old touch, you could go on batteries for a long time before they died. These ones are way more battery hungry than what the old controllers were. But it is, I mean, this is a little bit more, you know, smart, as well as far as not making, you know,
waste.
Yeah, not wasteful, but yeah, it is nice. I like this as an option to do both. Yep. I wish the Index had that, because there's been times when we want to play and we're like, oh man, let's hop on. We got some time to play. Tyler was like, let's go, yo, I'm ready. And then he's like, oh crap, my controllers are dead. And I'm like, you didn't plug them in? Like, why didn't you plug them in the last time we played so they would be good to go? So
I get it. I know.
It is. So
it's
with this, if you had that happen,
too many, but...
it'd be nice to be able to still be like, oh crap, these are dead. Let me just throw in some regular batteries real quick so we can get through, you know, playing for a while. That's a nice method. I like that option.
I get it.
But
like for me, we had the there's the, let's see if I can remember it, VRGE for the Index controllers.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into
and that's that actually is pretty cool too, because that's something I really do need, because I don't really have a good habit of wanting to plug them in if I don't just sit them down. VR
Wi-Fi. We're not scared. We're not money.
Fair.
We're not smuggling money or laundering money. So she said, Holden said hi, and he's ready to VR race.
Oh,
so that is her nephew.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, he has a derby race today, like a Pinewood Derby race.
Which what we've invested into Rendered Reality in the last week. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So this is a solution for the Index, which we've both been talking about. This, both of us want to order this.
I really want.
I really do. I think it's $39?
Right now,
no, $45. $45. I'm sorry.
It was $49. I think it was on sale right now or something. For
and so this is basically a display stand, charging stand from, I think it's VRGE. Is that
VRGE.
So and what this is essentially is just you have the wires that come up through the bottom and they mount in there. So when you plug your controllers in, they will charge. And the only complaints that I've heard about these is that it's still 2 individual cables. My thought was, when I get this, I'm just going to get one of those power adapters that has 2 USB slots, so I can plug both cables into one controller or one power port.
Yeah, I've got one of them.
But because I'm not good at charging the Index controllers. They do last a long time, and I'm happy about that, but I'm not good at charging them, because I don't want to be like, oh crap, where did I put that USB-C cable? You know, if I had something like this, I could put on the shelf. It can be plugged in all the time. When I'm done playing, I can pop my controllers on there.
I get it. I know.
That is nice. So
I know.
I don't know what other people do for charging, because you're bad at it too, because yours die all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's too many controllers and stuff, and I sit them down, and I think I'm gonna get back to it, and I don't. You know. But Fluke Rogi was just saying, if you shut down the Oculus service, when you're done playing, it saves on batteries for the touch. Must not be searching.
I usually shut my PC off though when I'm done. So
right, true, yeah.
Yeah, for me at least.
Yeah,
I don't know. They just don't last. I mean, that may help for a lot of people that leave their PC on, you know, all the time. But I do wish they would last longer. I miss the lifespan.
Looks slick, hard to get said. Yeah,
that's why I like it. I love the wood. You know, we're fans of, you know, raw materials, wood and leather, and you know, all that kind of stuff is really cool. And I think it looks nice to set on a shelf. And the controllers, the Index controllers, Knuckles controllers, whatever you want to call them, they're a good looking piece of equipment. I mean, to see him standing up like that on a shelf, I like showing that stuff off. That's the kind of stuff that I like to display in the VR room. You know, I mean, the old touch controllers, you made me those stands for the old touch controllers. I like seeing them. You know, they're cool looking. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I know. Yeah, I like the battery ones for the touch. I do.
So it says for the Quest charger. So that was for the touch controller charger. Could you hypothetically wall mount it? I don't know, because I'm not sure. We haven't went hands-on with it. If it had some kind of magnet or something to attach the controller to it, that may be possible, and that would be cool. That would be an even better way to display it. and that may be possible. I'm not sure. I mean, you could put it on a shelf, that
or
way,
even maybe a 45, like a 45 wedge, so it would be standing up partially. But they may want to fall out because I think it looks like those rings have to set down on the counter.
It's like a magnetic kind of a charger, I think. So I don't know if it is a magnetic charger. I don't know if it's strong enough to hold them in there, but
maybe.
There's really not much information on it. I mean, I think they put that out there, the touch controller stuff, to get a feel for what people interested in it. What price would they pay for it. So I don't think that this is a complete production product yet that's ready to ship real soon, but kind of a feeler. I have a feeling that is from ONG Innovations. Is the one for the touch controller.
I think we had the link in the description. We did.
Yeah, we said
that.
So make sure you sign up for that. You might get some. If you are interested, you'll get some information pretty early.
The link for Hobo Living. So if you guys are still dreaming of that,
you can.
It's down there too.
You can add that to your wish list.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's pretty
Hobo
awesome.
Living's so good.
Craziness. Oh, so talking about stuff like this, Mamut actually put out something that they have a product in the works. And this is basically a touch controller ring. So I'm not sure what kind of material this is going to be made out of. I'm sure like some kind of silicone impact material. I've seen some of these other ones people have done to basically try to protect the ring because these do get broken. People have. I mean, I see pictures on Reddit all the time of these things broken, which luckily neither one of us have broken these controllers yet. But I mean, it's kind of cool, and I like the look. Hopefully, they make this is kind of their color, that red color. So I don't know if they're going to offer other colors and stuff, but it's kind of cool. And they have the cutouts you can see for the. I'm sure they know where the indicators are, the IR indicators and stuff. Yep. So I mean, it's a cool product. I like decking stuff out. I like decking out the Quest and making it my own, making it look a little bit different. And also, we have. At the house, just the new touch controllers, we have 3 sets because I have a Quest, I have a Rift S, and my wife has a Quest. Right. So sometimes I'm like, crap, which controllers is it? Because they're paired to, they can work with any of them, but they're paired to that headset and stuff. So sometimes I pick them up, I'm like, my controllers aren't coming on. And then I'm like, oh, crap, these are the wrong ones. Yep. Because like right now, I can't remember why, but my Rift S and my Quest controllers both have the Mamut grips and all that stuff off, plus the strap. So there's like no distinguishing them right now because I mess around with different, the AMVR grips, different grips and stuff. But
ring condom. I can't.
Thank you for the ring condom.
That's awesome.
Jason said they should name them Master Chief ring
they should just call them Halo. Ooh.
And they'll probably get sued.
Probably.
But these are kind of cool. They are on their website. Can you order these yet?
I don't think yet. Can you?
I think they have a price. So.
Good.
They said a running start on 2020. I saw something that I thought I saw.
Right, that's
a price,
what I saw too. Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Oh, this is the blog news. I think they had a price. Just go ahead and talk for a second so I can look this up.
Yeah, I don't. Do I need them? Sure, I do. Do I need them for knuckle or index controllers? Sure, I probably do. But
it's not Mamut VR.
Honestly, when I hit mine though, I don't think a little bit of silicone is going to stop them from breaking. That's
when you hit your index controller, it wouldn't have stopped it.
But even these, I mean, I don't know. Is a little silicone gonna stop much? I don't know. I don't know because when you're swinging stuff. It's an impact that's going to do something.
I think it would have scuffs, scratches, lighter impacts, dropping them. If you drop them on the ground, on a hard ground, this may kind of protect them. A straight-on slam into a wall or a table, I definitely don't think it's going to, but I think it's, honestly for me, I think even the look is kind of cool. $13.95. So it does show that you can add to the cart right now. So these actually may be available.
Oh, cool.
And there's actually some other pictures too I didn't see, so
make
sure you check them out. They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's going to help, drops, small impacts, stuff like that. Protects the tracking ring from lighter collision, so that's what they're saying, and keeps it from splitting at the top without occluding the IR LEDs. So that is cool because that is a lot of the problem that I see is that the ring splits at the top.
Right.
So that, I mean, if it's, goes all the way around, it's going to help keep that seam because
there
is like almost a little seam there.
Probably some manufacturing stuff. Gaming science teacher said that the base
I think
station,
I just bought a set. I might have on accident. Anyways,
that the base station, which I'm assuming the charging one for the touch controllers, was designed with the wall mount in mind. If you look carefully at the video, you'll notice a couple holes near the top.
Oh, nice.
So
I know it's using like a magnetic charging thing. Yeah, hopefully that would be cool because I would like that even better. I mean, I like to display this stuff, so if I can put it on the wall, that's cool, or mount it on something.
That's true.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mat on the floor keeps it protected. I know. I actually have been thinking about ordering an exercise mat with like the interlocking.
That's what I used
joints.
to have. In the old VR room, it was a small VR room, and that's what I had. The only problem I had, if you do that, I recommend getting some like a little bit higher quality ones. I got really cheap ones, thinking it would be good. The problem I had, no, they were soft, but the problem I had, they didn't stay connected. So like moving around, you step on that seam a bunch, you're moving around, they would come disconnected. You'd have to reconnect them. So if you do that, just buy some a little bit higher quality ones. Right now, what I do, my VR room is a hardwood floor, and I have, I don't know how big it is, 8x10. It's probably bigger than 8x10. It's a big rug, and that's what I use as my play area, so that I can feel when I go off of the rug that I know I'm not. I know I'm not going to break an index controller or something.
I know. I need to. I really do. I gotta take care of these ones, which I keep looking. Nothing's for sale still. You can't buy an index. You can't buy knuckle. You can't, the controllers. Nothing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So and Paradise Decay said, ideal if you are a VR golfer and have kids in the house, reduces face impact.
Hey, I could actually do my the bungee and do the free fall. If I had that mat.
If you had the mat, that'd be a little bit easier, less scary
safer
than concrete. You know, the concrete floor in the VR space right now.
I can take it.
Yeah, right. the broken index controller is the least of your worries if that happens.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible, man.
Awesome.
It's scary to me.
Yeah, but I mean, even like he said, you know, that if you have that cushion, you know, it's better for your knees, your joints.
Oh,
you know.
it definitely is.
A lot of us that play VR aren't as young as we used to be, you know, so it helps. So.
I know.
So Eric Onassa said, I'm ordering those Mamut ring things now. I have pretty much every product from them, and I haven't been disappointed with anything from them or with their customer service. They are great. We've talked to them. They really are a great company. They've emailed us back anytime we've had a question.
Yep,
we have, I think, all of their products too.
We don't have these.
We don't have these yet. Right. No. Hopefully we can get some of these. I'm definitely interested.
Yeah,
these are cool. So, I mean, even just the look. I like the look.
Oh,
so.
I know.
Yeah, really cool. I do like Mamut. They do make great products. So.
VR is dead. I think that's going to be PD's new
we
slogan.
said that earlier in the chat. That he was Paradise Decay was the one. I think I saw something on Twitter, something I saw somewhere pop up that said VR is dead, no headsets to buy. Like, okay, VR is dead, but you can't buy it because everybody's trying to, and it's sold out.
Yeah, no, they're not discontinued. They're just sold out.
And Mark P is doing something right because he said I'm younger now than I used to be.
Well, that's what I said. Oh wait, younger. Wait, yeah. What?
He's younger now than he used to be.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some of that.
I need on that sauce.
Water he's drinking or something. That's pretty awesome. So another pretty big thing that happened this week, I would say, is the Half-Life Alyx stuff. So they did an AMA on Reddit. I grabbed this image, kind of cool, wearing a headset. I think it's a Rift S. I can't tell. Yeah. But anyways, it was pretty cool that they answered a lot of the questions, and I wanted to break all of this down and have it displayed, you know, so that you guys could see what they were saying in some of the responses. And I actually probably need to read back through this again because there was so many posts and questions and answers and stuff on there that I need to read through again. I didn't get a chance to grab them all. Let me check to see some of the stuff that was said on there.
So pumped for this, though.
Oh, I mean, who's not? At least Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is going to, you know.
Do we think they're going to make release still?
Well, according to them, that was one of the things that was asked.
Exactly.
And if I can find this one.
I sure hope so. Well, what? They said it's ready, basically, right?
They said it was pretty much done, and that the only really thing that needed changed, I think, was some of the ending stuff, some of the very ending stuff. And somebody asked if it was gonna make date, or if they were gonna be if we were gonna have to deal with valve time, you know, and delays. And they were really confident that it was gonna be on time. They seemed to have no worry that wasn't gonna happen. So hopefully,
I think it will. I think it'll make it.
Exactly.
I mean, I really do.
Screenshotted so many of the questions and answers that I wanted to talk about.
I don't think they can let themselves down at this point because they have to ride that hype train. Right. If they fail on that, that's a big loss for them.
Hopefully, you can actually physically crouch in this game, and that works okay on launch. Please have that working. So somebody asked, you seem confident in releasing the game on time. How much would you say if the game is done? I'm worried about valve time kicking in. And they said, with the exception of some tweaks to the absolute final scene. So basically they're saying the whole game is done except for some tweaks to the final scene. The game is done. Lots of us at Valve, as well as playtesters, have played through the entire game multiple times, is what they're saying. Right now, we're primarily polishing and fixing bugs, which kind of tells me the game isn't really fully done. I mean, there's still some polish and some bug fixing, so but which is where we'd hope to be at this point in the development cycle. We're confident we'll hit our intended release And in parentheses, it says, "We let the Valve time happen before we announced the game," which is good. I know they've been working on this game for a long time. So that was good on their part. If that's true, definitely good on their part.
Did they say they have to wait for us to sign off on it too?
Yeah, make sure the crouch works.
I'm sure. Right.
It's crazy to me.
I know.
So.
But that's the thing. You expect something to come out like Half-Life Alyx and everything's great, perfect, and right, and then you can't crouch or you can't do something you'd expect.
It makes no sense how those little, like the things that are so obvious. I can see, a glitch in the game, a bug that happens that didn't happen during testing. They don't know what happened, what caused it. That makes sense, but not being able to crouch physically, that does not make sense. So one of the questions that was asked, and we're not going to get into all of them because there were so many, but definitely check out, this was on the Half-Life subreddit. So if you go to the Half-Life subreddit, I'm sure it's pinned to the top. I'm sure it's one of the most popular things. So if you do want to read through all that, there's some great read through there. One of the questions was how many people are working on Half-Life Alyx, and they said right now it's around 80 people, which puts it as the largest single team we've ever had at Valve. So that's good. I mean, that's promising, 80 people. And, if you watch some of the Tyler McVicker stuff, he talks about, a lot of the stuff that, they've been working on other games throughout the years, and they've gotten canceled and pushed back or pushed aside. So they had a lot of assets, a lot of graphical stuff that was already done that they can tweak and stuff and use.
Push into it.
Yeah. So they've, they had a little bit of a jump start, I think, in a sense, but one of the things that
PD was saying that all the Half-Life games are free
good
right
point.
now.
I did want to mention that. So if you have Steam, all of the previous Half-Life games are free up until release. I think that's only up until release of Half-Life Alyx. I think they're going back to paid. But there are mods and stuff where you can play these in VR. So it's an excellent way. Man, it's just so hard because I wanted to do a playthrough, but now you got Saints and Sinners, and who knows what else is going to get released before March. I mean, it's crazy. The VR is blowing up and dying at the same time. It's crazy. It's not even possible.
I know.
But yeah, so one of the things was that somebody asked about the barnacles that hang from the ceiling, they would pick you up and stuff in previous games. I had really hoped that was something that they would go with because I like pushing the limits unless it's crouching and it doesn't crouch. But I like, I would like to feel that uncomfortable feeling of walking through and something picking me up.
Sure.
But they did decide not to go that route. They said the barnacles are a threat in VR. They don't kill you instantly. You'll deal with them in familiar ways. But the opportunities afforded by VR also give you new methods to use against them. And they said we experimented with moving the player.
I mean, I sort of get it. I mean, you have to watch for some people, but...
No, I do. I mean, it makes sense in it. But, I mean, like, Boneworks pushed the envelope, and some people didn't feel comfortable with that, but I love that. No, just like even the locomotion, the jumping. I don't think there's going to be jumping in Half-Life Alyx. It's going to be a different way to traverse over things. But they said they experimented with moving the player, like with it picking them up, moving them around. They said, but moving the player without their input in VR didn't work very well. As with many aspects of working on this game, we've had to find new ways to take well-worn mechanics and other Half-Life staples into the specific framework of VR. So, yeah, I don't know.
I know.
One of the things that I thought was really neat, I just noticed this in there, is they said, as with audio, some creatures respond to audio more than others. We don't want to spoil anything, but there's an example of this we're particularly excited about. What does that mean?
I mean, like, gunshots? Do they turn and look at you or something?
Yeah, somebody, I forget what I was watching. Somebody mentioned something about like whistling. Like, what if you walk up and there's something over there and you actually whistle, and it looks at you. And it's
true. I mean, I guess if you don't have a multiplayer game, your mic could be used by the game.
Yeah,
so
I think that's interesting. And the fact that they said, there's an example of this that we're particularly excited about. That means there's something more to the whole audio and response of things in the game to responding to audio. Is that dropping a magazine on the ground? Could be. Is that a physical voice noise you make? Is that breathing heavy? Can they hear my breathe? Because, I mean, if you play a game, this is kind of crazy, but if you play a VR game and you record yourself, or there's somebody in the room where you're not actually talking to anybody, but you're just playing, most of us, at least me, and I know you do, make some weird noises. You know what I mean? Like, you're like grunt, make like a...
Sure.
You know what I mean? Noises that you don't realize that you're
your
making.
Mic picks up.
Yeah, like I was like, I remember I think it was the wife or something. I was playing something, and she was like, "You make so many weird noises when you're playing." And I'm like,
right, I know.
"No, I don't." You know what I mean? Like, I don't make any noises.
Right.
She's like, "Yes, you do." And I've had where I was like recording some gameplay for something, and I wasn't talking to anybody. I wasn't talking to the camera or anything. Just recording so that you know have something in the background. Yep. And my mic was turned on, and I go back and watch that, and I'm like, what was that noise that I made?
Yeah.
You know, like, that didn't even make sense.
I know, it sounds
like,
weird.
Yeah, and I've heard you
weird.
because like we'll be playing something and not actually playing together, but in a chat or something, and you'll make noises, and I'm like, that's so weird. I've never heard him make those noises. It's just weird. So
it is.
I know some of you do that too. I know you do, and you probably don't even realize it. You don't realize it. So
I get that.
What if they respond to that stuff? You know, if I'm breathing heavy, if I'm nervous, and you know my heart is pumping, my breathing changes. What if they notice that?
Yep.
Well, how cool would that be? I mean, that would add to the realism.
All of it.
Because, I mean, you would have, what if you had to go in places and hold your breath?
Right.
Because you didn't want something to know that you were there.
Sure.
I mean, that adds realism to VR. That's like almost another sense.
No, I agree. Yeah.
That's cool. If that is, hopefully that's something they're working on. I don't know, but.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So, we're still talking about the crouch. People are still talking about the crouch. That's like the biggest story of the week is that physically crouch is broken in a brand new game. Super big release.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
So,
yeah.
Yep. But
what else?
I know people are excited for Half-Life Alyx.
Well, right. Oh, everybody's excited. But that's the thing. They probably can't push all the boundaries because you're going to have a lot of noobs playing this.
Oh, I mean, there are people that have bought an Index and a gaming PC just to play Half-Life Alyx. There absolutely is. No doubt about it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I understand that. But I'm just a fan of options. Give me the option for teleport. Give me the option for smooth locomotion. Give me the option for vignetting. If I want vignetting on or off, I'm fine with that. Like, give options. I mean, give me a jump button. Give me a jump button that I can super jump. Give me the option to turn that off, and give me the option to teleport up to that thing instead of jumping up to it.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, that's what Crouchgate. Crouchgate is real.
Exactly, it is
Scion
real
VR said Crouchgate. It is real. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. There was some other stuff too. I have to read through. Yep. I was just about to say something else that I want to talk about Half-Life Alyx. I can't remember what it was now. But Source 2, Source SDK. That wasn't it, but this is another one. So there was questions about, are they going to release the SDK for the modding? Because that's been a big thing in previous Valve games is the modders and what they do with that. And they said that we're not currently planning on shipping a full SDK. We'd really like to release one at some point, but it's a ton of work because Source 2 is a new tool set, much of which hasn't been previously released. Any time we spend on it now is also time we could be spending on polishing the game itself, which we think is more important. As a result, we thought it was appropriate to promise anything before we release. I think they meant to not promise anything. Generally, this is how we've done SDKs in our previous Source 1 titles as well. Making the game takes precedence, and after that's done, we start looking at what's next. So, possibility, the door's open.
Sure, they haven't said no. Right. I get that.
I mean, that's in part some of what causes Valve games to never really die.
Right, true.
And if they do that, especially in VR,
modding and stuff.
I mean, even the stuff in Robo Recall, allowing some modding and stuff in Robo, that was excellent. My favorite way to play Robo Recall is with a mod on that I can free locomote and I can jump.
Yep.
Excellent.
Totally
Excellent.
agree.
I mean, they got Star Wars mods. They got all kinds of stuff. But
I know.
Yeah, I think that's something that we'll eventually see. Not going to be for a while, I don't think, because they're going to release the game. They're going to focus on that. They're going to fix things that are inherently going to be wrong. There's going to be issues that they'll have to fix through patches. It's going to happen.
Sure. Yeah, always.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So,
everything's a work in progress.
Yeah, I don't know. But the other one I did want to mention is that they said that all of the locomotion is done. As far as I can remember, I can't find where
Which is good, because at first there was none. So that was a little scary.
There was teleport only. They decided to add the smooth locomotion. That was a pretty big project to add that throughout the game. As far as what they said on the AMA, that's done. That's working.
Sure.
That shouldn't be an issue for launch. This should be able to crouch.
Better be.
Should be able to use free locomotion. So
I know, I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting that they gave us some more information. Also, they said that there's going to be gameplay videos come out. So in these coming weeks and months, to the lead up of the launch, we're going to get more info. We're going to see some more gameplay. They're going to drop stuff. Yeah. And I think they're going to be careful about spoilers. I think they really want to protect the spoilers of this game. They should. They don't want to ruin anything.
Really should. Yep.
And that's the tough part. Like even with Saints and Sinners, this game game came out and there was a ton of gameplay footage. Everybody was playing it, which is awesome.
Right.
And I want to watch it. Like I'm at work a lot of times when the game actually is available and I can't play it yet. And I want to watch this stuff, but it's at the same time, it's like I don't want to watch it until I get in there and play because I want to experience some of this for myself.
You have to do it firsthand because it's so different.
Yeah,
so that's
tough.
Watching a game is different than playing a game.
And I know there's other people like that. I know some people go ahead and watch the gameplay before they ever get to play it, and they're okay with that. And there's other people that are like, I can't watch that until until I play it. And some people get it out, real early and stuff, which is, it's good for them that they're able to do that. But sometimes it's hard to watch. But a lot of times I do go back and watch because after I've experienced it and I've got to play it, sometimes I like to see how somebody else plays it because they might have figured something out that I don't even know yet. And
Boneworks especially.
Oh yeah, Boneworks. There's still so much of Boneworks I haven't figured out. That's awesome. An awesome game. But
I know.
even Boneworks, it's just there's so much stuff to play right now.
Get back into playing. Let's go.
Yeah. I think this week, I think this will break the camel's back for VR.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx and stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Yep.
No doubt. It's a huge title. It's a huge release. It doesn't get much bigger than this for us right now.
Did we have anything else?
I don't know.
Well, we're pushing.
Why are you pressuring me?
Well,
we were like 15 minutes late.
True. Right, I get it. I know.
Yeah, that is just about it.
I have to use the little boys' room. Come on.
That's because you drank a whole pot of coffee.
At least we drank coffee before too.
Yeah,
it's
I know. We drank a lot of coffee before we went live. Actually,
bad. Too much coffee today.
But John Shoebrook said Half-Life Alyx could be the first genuine system seller.
Absolutely,
I think Beat Saber did that to a sense.
Xbox.
I think Beat Saber was in a sense a system. Some people bought VR for Beat Saber,
or an eye opener for people.
This
is
on another level.
Yeah,
I think.
for sure.
It really is.
Oh, it is.
I mean, these are the kind of deep games that we wanted for so long in VR. Yeah, it's awesome. No watch until I play. So Scion VR said he can't watch either till he plays. Gotta have genuine scares. Yeah, I totally agree. It ruins it sometimes.
It does.
But I mean, I do go back and watch. I go back and watch people's gameplays a lot of time. I gotta experience it for myself first.
Yeah, after the fact, I try and figure stuff out.
Yeah, gaming science teacher same way. If I know I want to play, I'll avoid spoilers. If I'm undecided, that's a good point.
Sure.
If a game like Half-Life Alyx, I'm gonna buy it either way.
Right.
Sure,
I know
I'm buying that game.
Right,
but that is true. If it's a game where I'm like, is this something I want to pick up?
I'll check it out.
Am I going to be interested in this? That's a good point because I do like to watch it just to see.
To find out if it's worth it.
How does it look? I mean, a trailer doesn't tell you anything.
No.
A trailer gives you an idea of what the game is, but that a trailer is fully tailored to make it what they want you to see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, I know. Shiny Robot joining us at the end.
Oh,
Pleasure being here. Late. Make sure you start over.
Yeah. All right. Roll it back. Let's start over.
Yeah. No.
I'm just kidding. I'm never really bothered with spoilers when it comes to VR. Even if you know what's coming from seeing it flat, it still feels different in VR. Greg's VR. Yep. I do agree with that because I have seen things, beforehand, and then it still scares me in VR. It's still.
Oh yeah, sure. It's different.
That is true.
Watching it. Yeah,
that is true. There is a dynamic there, but I still prefer just fully experience it first. But
very true. Yep.
Pretty sure we know it will lead to Half-Life 2. Meaning the second Half-Life Alyx? Or I don't know. Yeah. Super excited. And there's been some talks about Valve not actually working on Left 4 Dead. Is that what it was? Left 4 Dead VR?
Yes. Right, yeah. They said Left 4 Dead.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think we're still gonna I think this is gonna be Valve's first big VR game, but I don't think it's gonna be their last. No idea if we're gonna get any more this year. I would be surprised if we really truly did get any more Valve games this year.
Right.
I think they're gonna do more, but it's gonna be pushed back.
Yeah. Well, look how long this project.
This game, coming out in March, you're coming out early 2020.
Yep.
But this is gonna be a game that's gonna carry through 20.
Right.
People are gonna be talking about this game.
Right.
I have to imagine at least all of 2020.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm so excited for 2020 because there are so many games, good games we know that are coming out in 2020.
Dude, we've got them,
There's
man.
so many games that we don't know about yet. Can you imagine the VR games that are being worked on that right now that we don't know about yet?
True.
Because the big developers are finally starting to get on board. And I think there are going to be some really big VR titles that we don't even know about yet.
I get it. I know.
I'm super hoping for, GTA, Forza Horizon.
Stop. Stop. Don't tease.
I hope. Yeah. And we don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, but I think we'll be surprised.
Yep.
Any Left 4 Dead from the response they gave. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and who knows? I mean, it's not like they have to tell us the truth about that. I mean, I don't know. They could be working on it.
Yep.
I don't know, but
All right. Well, we should probably wrap up.
Probably
Getting
so.
close to 1 here. So.
Yep. But we definitely appreciate everybody being here. We appreciate the new subs.
We do.
We're super excited for 2020.
We are.
Not only for the games coming.
In it. Pop 1.
Pop 1 is coming, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff that we're working on too together and stuff. Some ideas we have.
Yep.
This weekend was kind of the first big weekend to kind of kick it all off, and we're really excited for PAX. We are so excited. We talk about what we're taking and stuff every day. If you have ideas, if you find out somebody's going to be at PAX that hasn't been announced yet, let us know. If you're going to be there, if you're a developer, YouTuber, fan, friend, anything, let us know. I'm sure we will love. We would love to see you there. Sure. So really cool. Medal of Honor should be good too. So many good ones. So many good ones.
I know. It's coming.
So, all right. Make sure after the show there will be a Gleam link added in the description. Make sure you join the Discord. There will be added there as well.
Yep.
After this, make sure you check your email because we did redraw the winner for the $20 Oculus code, and we have one more to give away. So make sure, if you are the winner, make sure you check your emails. Check your spam folders, check your trash folders.
They were in chat too, so
yeah, I believe so. I believe so. So,
but cheers. Awesome. Glad you guys are here. Appreciate everybody, all the support. We'll see you back here. See you in VR. Anything else? That's it?
Nope. Later, everybody.
I think so. Later,
Thanks
guys.
Again.
Cheers.